Tis. Every one of us is fighting an unseen battle, a battle not with the world, but with ourselves. Tis. We wake up each day hoping for peace, success, and clarity, yet we often find chaos in our minds, restlessness in our emotions, and weakness in our actions. But the truth is simple. Mastery of life begins with mastery of self. The legendary Shaolin master Shi Heng Yi reminds us that control is not about suppressing, it's about understanding. When you learn to control the four most powerful forces within you, your mouth, mood, money, and mind, you no longer live at the mercy of circumstances. You become the master of your destiny, the architect of your peace, and the guardian of your purpose. They say words have power, and it's true, they do. Every word that leaves your mouth is like a seed. Some words plant gardens, others plant weeds. The way you speak can either heal a heart or break it, build a bridge or burn it, create peace or invite chaos. Controlling your mouth isn't just about staying silent when angry. It's about understanding that your tongue can shape your entire destiny. What you say when you're emotional, when you're hurt, when you're proud, and when you're afraid reveals the depth of your self-control. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches that self-mastery begins in the smallest of disciplines. And the discipline of the tongue is one of the hardest yet most powerful forms of control a human can achieve. Think about it. One careless word can ruin a relationship that took years to build. One angry sentence can damage someone's confidence forever. One moment of gossip can destroy trust. Yet, on the other hand, a single kind word can save someone's day. A simple compliment can lift a soul out of despair. A sincere apology can heal wounds that time alone cannot. The words you speak do not vanish after being spoken. They echo in the hearts and minds of those who hear them. So when you control your mouth, you are not just showing restraint, you are consciously choosing the kind of energy you want to release into the world. Most people think strength is shown through loudness, shouting, arguing, or proving themselves right. But true strength lies in calmness. It lies in the pause between your thoughts and your words. When you choose silence over anger, wisdom over ego, and understanding over argument, you are operating from a higher state of awareness. Controlling your mouth doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means expressing them with intention and compassion. You can disagree without disrespecting. You can express pain without causing pain. You can tell the truth without turning it into a weapon. That is real mastery. Every time you open your mouth, you are either moving closer to peace or further into conflict. Many people destroy opportunities not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they don't know how to communicate. They speak before they think. They react before they reflect. They use words to defend instead of connect. And then they wonder why their relationships fall apart, why people stop listening, why life seems to resist them. The universe responds to the vibration you emit, and your words carry the strongest vibration of all. When you learn to control your mouth, you start to notice the power of silence. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Silence allows you to listen, to observe, and to understand what others cannot see. When you are silent, you are not empty. You are full of awareness. The greatest warriors, monks, and leaders in history understood this truth. They spoke only when their words could improve the silence. And when they did speak, their words carried weight, meaning, and purpose. That's because control of speech reflects control of thought, and control of thought reflects control of self. Sometimes The most dangerous conversations happen inside your own head. What you tell yourself daily becomes the script of your life. If your words to yourself are filled with doubt, fear, or negativity, that is exactly what you will manifest. But if you train your tongue to speak faith, confidence, and gratitude, you begin to attract better outcomes. Self-talk is a mirror of your inner world. Speak to yourself like someone you are responsible for healing. Encourage yourself like someone you believe in. Because your mouth doesn't just shape your relationships with others, it shapes your relationship with yourself. Every time you are tempted to speak in anger, pause. Ask yourself this: will these words heal or harm? That 1 second of mindfulness can change everything. Words spoken in anger are like arrows. Once released, they can't be taken back. You may apologize later, but the wound they cause often remains. So learn to pause, learn to breathe, learn to be still before you speak. That's where wisdom begins. The strongest people are not those who always have something to say. They are the ones who have the power to remain silent when silence is wiser. In the end, controlling your mouth is not just about speaking less, it's about speaking right. Speak with purpose. Speak with kindness. Speak with honesty. Speak in a way that leaves people feeling uplifted, not wounded. Because your words are a reflection of your inner state. If your heart is full of peace, your words will carry peace. If your mind is full of chaos, your words will spread chaos. Master your words and you master your world. Remember this. People may forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And it is your words that create those feelings. Speak blessings, not curses. Speak hope, not despair. Speak faith, not fear. Because every word you say is either building the person you want to become or destroying the one you already are. So control your mouth. Guard your tongue as if it were gold, because it is. One word can open doors, and one word can close them forever. One sentence can inspire a generation, and one careless phrase can ruin your reputation. Choose your words wisely, because they are the tools with which you shape your reality. When you master your speech, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, you master your life. ChatGPT said this: your mood is the silent force that decides how you experience life. It is the invisible lens through which you see the world, the filter that colors every event, every conversation, every thought. Two people can go through the same situation. One sees a lesson, the other sees a loss. The difference is not in what happened, but in how they felt about it. That difference is mood. Shi Heng Yi teaches that emotions are powerful energy, but they are meant to be servants, not masters. When you allow your mood to control your actions, you give your power away. But when you control your mood, you reclaim the steering wheel of your life. Every day, your mood determines the quality of your decisions. When you are angry, you say things you later regret. When you are sad, you give up too easily. When you are frustrated, you miss opportunities. And when you are calm, you see clearly, you think wisely, and you act with intention. That is why emotional control is not a small skill. It is the foundation of greatness. You cannot control the world, but you can always control how you respond to it. The weather may change, people may disappoint you, plans may fail, but your inner state, that is yours to manage. The strongest people are not those who never feel pain, sadness, or anger. They are the ones who have trained their emotions to serve them, not sabotage them. It's easy to smile when life is kind, but true strength is staying centered when the storm comes. Life will test you again and again. Someone will insult you. Someone will betray you. Something will go wrong. And in that moment, your reaction will define you. If your mood changes with every situation, you will never know peace. But if your peace remains regardless of the situation, you have reached mastery. Every emotion you feel carries energy. That energy can build or destroy. When you are angry, you radiate aggression. When you are calm, you radiate confidence. When you are grateful, you radiate abundance. The energy you carry shapes the way others respond to you and the way the universe aligns around you. You attract what you are, not what you wish for. That's why controlling your mood is a form of self-protection. It keeps your energy clean, your mind sharp and your spirit strong. We often think we need to control everything outside of us. People, situations, outcomes. But that's an illusion. The only real control you have is over yourself. Your mood determines your focus, and your focus determines your reality. When you wake up in a bad mood, everything seems to go wrong. The smallest problem feels like a mountain. But when you wake up with gratitude, the same challenges become manageable. Nothing changes around you, yet everything feels different because you are different. The key is awareness. You cannot control what you don't notice. When an emotion rises, don't fight it and don't feed it. Just observe it. Feel the anger, but don't let it lead your actions. Feel the sadness, but don't let it write your story. Emotions are signals, not instructions. They come to inform you, not to rule you. Learn to pause and ask yourself what is this emotion trying to teach me? That moment of reflection transforms reaction into response. The calm mind is a weapon. In chaos, the calm person becomes the leader, the problem solver, the light in the darkness. Everyone else panics, but the one who controls their mood sees the path forward. This is why emotional mastery is often misunderstood. People think calmness means weakness, but it's the opposite. Practice. It takes immense strength to stay calm when the world pushes your buttons. Anger is easy, patience is powerful. Complaining is easy, gratitude is rare. Emotional maturity is not about ignoring feelings, it's about directing them toward growth. If you want to achieve anything meaningful, you must learn to act independent of your moods. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, inspired, or confident. But discipline means doing what must be done, no matter how you feel. The people who succeed are not those who are always in a good mood, but those who don't let a bad mood stop them. They understand that emotions are temporary, but the consequences of giving in to them can last forever. Controlling your mood also changes how you connect with others. When you're emotionally balanced, you listen more, you understand better, and you communicate without ego. You stop reacting to others' negativity and start influencing them with your calmness. You become a mirror of peace in a world full of chaos. People feel safe around you, they trust you, and they are drawn to your stability because everyone is looking for calm. And calm people are rare. Remember this, your mood is a choice. Yes, life can be unfair. Yes, people can hurt you, but you decide whether you'll hold on to pain or rise above it. You decide whether to let your past define your present. You decide whether to be bitter or better. Every time you choose peace over anger, patience over impulse, gratitude over complaint, you are building your inner strength. You are becoming unshakable. The real test of control is not in meditation halls or quiet rooms. It's in the noise of everyday life. It's when traffic is heavy, when your plans fall apart, when someone disrespects you, when everything feels against you. That is when you discover whether your emotions control you or you control them. And if you fail, it's okay. Growth is not about perfection, it's about awareness. Every time you catch yourself reacting and choose differently, you evolve. So control your mood. Let your emotions serve you, not sabotage you. Choose to rise above your impulses and act from wisdom, not weakness. Because when your mood no longer controls your behavior, your peace becomes untouchable. You stop living like a slave to your emotions and start living like the master of your life. Money is one of the greatest teachers in life. It reveals your discipline, your mindset, and your self-control. Most people think that controlling money means simply saving or earning more. But true financial control goes much deeper than that. It is about mastering the relationship you have with wealth, understanding that money is not just paper, it is energy. It flows to those who respect it, plan for it, and use it with wisdom. Shi Heng Yi often reminds us that self-mastery extends into every area of life. And money is one of the clearest mirrors of our inner discipline. The way you handle money reflects the way you handle your emotions, your impulses, and your long-term vision. Many people are trapped not because they don't earn enough, but because they don't manage what they already have. Practice. They chase pleasure over purpose, spending to impress others instead of investing to improve themselves. They live for today without considering tomorrow, and when trouble comes, they blame luck instead of their lack of preparation. But life doesn't reward those who live by chance, it rewards those who live by choice. When you control your money, you control your choices. You gain freedom, not just financial freedom, but mental freedom. You sleep better because you know where your energy is going. You live better because you no longer carry the stress of uncertainty. Money amplifies who you already are. If you are careless, it will magnify your chaos. If you are wise, it will magnify your peace. That's why controlling money is not just about numbers. It's about character. Discipline with money builds discipline in life. The small act of saying no to something you don't need trains your mind to focus on what truly matters. Every time you save instead of spend, you are building more than your bank account. You are building your inner strength. You are telling yourself, I am in control. I decide what matters. That kind of power is rare in a world where everyone is chasing instant gratification. We live in a time when spending is easier than ever. With one click, you can lose what took you months to earn. That's why awareness is your greatest weapon. Before you buy, pause and ask yourself, is this adding value to my life? Or just filling a moment of emptiness? Most of the time we spend to escape boredom, loneliness, insecurity, or stress. But no purchase can fill a spiritual void. True satisfaction doesn't come from possessions, it comes from purpose. When you control your money, you are no longer a prisoner of your impulses. You begin to live intentionally, aligning your finances with your goals and your peace. Money can be a servant or a master. When it's your servant, it works for you, it creates opportunities, builds security, and helps you serve others. When it becomes your master, it drains you. It controls your mood, dictates your relationships, and limits your freedom. The difference between the two lies in discipline. The person who controls their spending controls their life. The one who chases every desire ends up being chased by debt, stress, and regret. Every purchase is a decision, a reflection of your priorities, so choose wisely. Don't just ask, can I afford this? Ask this, do I need this? And will this move me closer to my purpose? Financial control also means understanding the power of patience. We live in a culture of instant success where everyone wants quick wealth and fast results. But real wealth grows slowly, quietly and consistently. It's built on sacrifice, not shortcuts. It's built on habits, not hype. The people who achieve lasting prosperity are not necessarily the smartest, but the most consistent. They respect time. They invest steadily, and they understand that every small, wise decision compounds into something powerful. When you control your money, you stop chasing trends and start building foundations. There's another dimension to this: gratitude. People often think financial peace comes from having more, but it actually begins with appreciating what you already have. Gratitude shifts your energy from lack to abundance. When you are grateful, you stop comparing yourself to others. You no longer feel the need to prove your worth through what you own. You realize that peace is not found in possessions, but in perspective. When you focus on managing your blessings instead of complaining about what you lack, more begins to flow toward you naturally. The universe rewards stewardship. Controlling your money also means understanding generosity. Practice. Some people think that being disciplined with money means being stingy, but that's not true. It means giving with intention, not impulse. It means using your resources to uplift, not to impress. When you give with a pure heart, without expectation, you remind yourself that money is not your God, it's your tool. You stay humble, you stay human. True abundance is not measured by what you keep, but by what you're willing to share. Financial control is emotional control. The same impulses that make you overspend are the ones that make you overreact, overrate, or overthink. When you learn to pause before you spend, you're training the same muscle that helps you pause before you speak or act. Money is a mirror. If you can master it, you can master almost anything, because behind every financial decision is a mindset. And when your mindset changes, your life changes. So control your money. Don't let it control you. Make it your ally, not your enemy. Let it serve your peace, not your pride. Earn it with integrity. Spend it with intention. Save it with discipline and share it with grace. Because money, when controlled with wisdom, doesn't just create wealth, it creates freedom. The freedom to live on your own terms, to focus on what truly matters, and to build a life that reflects your highest values. When you learn to control your money, you stop living for survival and start living with purpose. And that, more than anything else, is what true mastery looks like. Practice. The mind is the most powerful weapon you will ever possess, yet it can also be your greatest enemy if you don't learn to control it. Everything in your life begins and ends with your thoughts. The quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. Every success, every failure, every dream, and every fear has its roots in the mind. Shi Heng Yi teaches that to master your life, you must first master your mind. Because an uncontrolled mind is like an untrained animal. It runs wild, causes destruction, and drags you into places you never wanted to go. But a controlled mind becomes your greatest ally, your protector, and your guide toward peace and purpose. Your mind has two voices. One is the voice of faith, calm, confident, and clear. The other is the voice of fear, loud, restless, and doubtful. Every day, these voices compete for control. The one you listen to becomes your reality. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, negativity, and doubt, that is exactly what your life will reflect. But if you train your mind to focus on strength, gratitude, and possibilities. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. The world doesn't change. Your perception does. And when your perception changes, everything changes. Most people live as prisoners of their thoughts. They wake up and immediately let their minds drag them into worry, regret, or comparison. They replay past mistakes and imagine future problems that haven't even happened yet. Their minds are like noisy rooms with no space for peace. But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Your mind is a tool, not your master. You have the power to choose what thoughts to entertain and what thoughts to release. That is where freedom begins, not in controlling the outside world, but in mastering your inner world. A disciplined mind doesn't mean a silent mind. It means a mind that listens, observes, and chooses wisely. When anger arises, you don't react immediately. When fear appears, you don't surrender to it. When doubt whispers, you don't believe every word it says. You step back and see it for what it is, a temporary wave of energy. The mind is like the ocean. The waves will come, but they don't have to drown you. If you stay centered, you learn to ride them calmly. Meditation, stillness, and self-awareness are not luxuries. They are necessities in a world that constantly pulls your attention in every direction. Your mind will believe whatever you tell it repeatedly. If you tell yourself you are weak, it will find evidence to prove you right. If you tell yourself you are capable, it will search for ways to make it true. This is why thoughts are seeds. You cannot plant poison and expect flowers. What you feed your mind becomes the foundation of your destiny. So be careful what you allow in. The books you read, the people you listen to, the content you consume. These are not harmless. They are shaping the structure of your mind every single day. Control what you expose yourself to, and you begin to control the direction of your growth. There will be moments when your mind tries to pull you back to your old patterns. Fear, self-doubt, laziness, negativity. Don't fight it with anger, train it with discipline. Every time you resist a negative thought and replace it with a positive one, you strengthen your mental muscles. Just like the body grows stronger through resistance, the mind grows sharper through awareness. You cannot stop the storm, but you can learn to stand still within it. You cannot control what thoughts come, but you can control which ones you give power to. That's what mental mastery truly means. Choosing your focus, even in chaos. A strong mind creates a strong life. When you control your thoughts, you control your emotions. When you control your emotions, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, you control your destiny. Everything is connected. This is why people who master their minds seem calm in any situation. Not because life is easier for them, but because they've trained themselves not to be slaves to their thoughts. They've learned that peace is not found by escaping problems, but by changing the way they think about them. The most dangerous battle you will ever fight is the one that happens in your own head. That voice that tells you to give up, that you're not good enough, that your dreams are impossible, that is not truth, that is fear wearing a disguise. Every great person you admire has faced that same inner voice. The difference is they didn't believe it. They chose to keep going, to keep believing, to keep thinking higher thoughts, even when their circumstances were low. Controlling your mind doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let temporary setbacks define your permanent potential. To master your mind, you must learn the art of focus. In a world full of noise, distraction is the biggest enemy of growth. Your mind will try to wander, to jump from one thought to another, to chase every shiny thing that promises comfort. But mastery comes from direction, from training your attention like a laser. When you learn to focus your energy on what truly matters, you stop wasting time and start creating results. The person who can stay calm and focused when others panic has already won half the battle. So control your mind. Feed it with positivity, discipline it with focus, and protect it from negativity. Because whatever rules your mind rules your life. The mind can create heaven out of hell or hell out of heaven. It depends on how you use it. Don't let fear and doubt be the architects of your destiny. Build your inner world with strength, faith, and awareness. When your mind becomes still, your path becomes clear. When your thoughts align with your purpose, your actions align with success. And when you finally master your mind, life itself bends to your will because everything begins there. Mastering your mouth, mood, money, and mind is not just about control, it's about transformation. When you begin to take charge of these four powerful forces, something incredible happens. Life starts to respond to you differently. You no longer move like a leaf blown by the wind of circumstances. Instead, you move with purpose, direction, and inner strength. The truth is, most people spend their lives trying to control the world around them. Other people, situations, outcomes, but they neglect the only things that truly matter, what comes from within. Shi Heng Yi teaches that when you control yourself, the world outside naturally aligns. The moment you master your inner world, peace, clarity, and power follow effortlessly. Mastery is not perfection, it is awareness. It is the constant practice of choosing growth over reaction, wisdom over impulse, and peace over chaos. When you control your mouth, you learn that silence can be more powerful than argument. When you control your mood, you discover that peace is stronger than anger. When you control your money, you learn that freedom comes from discipline, not wealth. And when you control your mind, you realize that your thoughts create your entire experience of reality. Each of these four controls is a doorway, and together they form the path to true mastery. Mastery of life itself. The world we live in today is noisy, fast, and full of distractions. Everyone is reacting to news, to people, to emotions, to situations. But the masters, the truly enlightened ones, are calm observers. They don't react, they respond. They don't rush, they move with purpose. This kind of balance doesn't come from luck or talent. It comes from inner control. The one who can control their inner state can walk through fire without being burned, because control creates clarity, and clarity gives birth to strength. Life will always test your control. You will be provoked to speak when you should stay silent. You will be tempted to react when you should remain calm. You will be pushed to spend when you should save, and you will be challenged to doubt when you should believe. These moments are not accidents, they are lessons. Each challenge is a mirror reflecting how much control you truly have. The goal is not to avoid these tests, but to rise above them with awareness. Every time you succeed in staying calm when chaos calls, you grow stronger. Every time you choose patience instead of reaction, you gain power. Every time you pause before you speak or spend, you move closer to mastery. The beauty of self-control is that it frees you. Most people think control is about restriction, but it's the opposite. Control brings freedom. Freedom from regret, from chaos, from unnecessary suffering. When you control your emotions, no one can manipulate you. When you control your words, no one can use them against you. When you control your spending, practice, no situation can enslave you. When you control your mind, no fear can destroy you. Freedom is not the absence of rules. It is the presence of self-mastery. The more disciplined you become, the lighter you feel. Because discipline doesn't trap you, it liberates you. True mastery is silent. It's not something you show off. It's something you live. You can recognize it in people who carry a calm energy, whose presence feels stable even when everything around them shakes. They are not controlled by praise or insult, by victory or loss. They walk the middle path, steady, focused, and grounded. This is not because life is easier for them, but because they have learned to master their inner reactions. When you reach this level of control, life begins to flow differently. Opportunities open, relationships deepen, challenges shrink. Because when your inner world is peaceful, your outer world becomes harmonious. Mastering life through these 4 controls also teaches you humility. You start to understand that greatness isn't about domination, it's about balance. It's not about controlling others, but about controlling yourself in front of others. The loudest person in the room isn't the strongest. The calmest one is. The person who reacts least is often the one who sees most clearly. Control allows you to operate from wisdom rather than emotion. And when your actions come from wisdom, they create positive results, not just for you, but for everyone around you. This kind of control takes time. You can't master your mouth in a day, your mood in a week, your money in a month, or your mind in a year. It's a lifelong journey of self-awareness, patience, and reflection. But every small step counts. Every moment you pause before reacting, every choice you make with intention, every thought you redirect toward positivity. These are victories. These moments, though small, shape the person you are becoming. You are not expected to be perfect, only to be conscious. And consciousness, over time, turns into mastery. Eventually, as you grow in this journey, you begin to notice something powerful. Life stops controlling you. You no longer feel overwhelmed by emotions, tied down by circumstances, or consumed by stress. You begin to live from the inside out. You start creating your experience rather than merely surviving it. The storms may still come, but you are no longer shaken because your roots are deep. You have learned that real power is not loud, not aggressive, not visible. Real power is calm, patient, and quiet. It lives in the mind that is still, the heart that is steady, and the soul that is free. When you master your mouth, mood, money, and mind, you become unstoppable. Not because life stops testing you, but because you stop breaking. You become your own master, and nothing is stronger than a person who has mastered themselves. The world may change. People may fail you. Challenges may rise. But when you are in control of your inner world, nothing outside of you can destroy your peace. That is the essence of true mastery. Control these 4 things, and you don't just survive life. You command it, shape it, and live it on your own terms.